Again, welcome to episode 11 of Find Music, where we always attempt to turn you on to bands you've never heard of or albums you've never heard of from bands you know. And today, Fred is going to go in an even deeper dive into a band he discussed in the last episode, Poco. He's going to go into a couple of the players. So I'm going to let Fred take over right now.
Hey, if you're a fanatic like me, when a band breaks up, you follow their members no matter where they go. And that's what I did with the Buffalo Springfield. I followed Richie Furay into Poco, and he started the band with Rusty Young, and both of them have done solo albums in the last few years. Richie Furay came out of Buffalo Springfield, started Poco, and after about 6 albums with Poco, he decided they weren't going anywhere, and he joined up with Southern Hillman Furay. They had 1 hit, and then he did 3 albums with Asylum Records, and he disappeared for a while and started doing Christian music. But 20 years later or so, he came out with his first country rock album, Heartbeat of Love. Now, he may not get instant recognition, but he has a distinct tenor that still sings with a heartbeat. It's well produced, simple but delightful. It's not breaking any new ground, but he has his signature sound that you'd be familiar with if you followed Poco. He still has the pure enjoyment of singing and playing. The opening song, Forever With You, features a 3-part harmony with his daughter Jessie and Jeff Hanna from the Dirt Band. And he does another version of the Buffalo Springfield song, Kind Woman, and it features Neil Young and Kenny Loggins. The album has great depth, and it's wrapped up with other people like Stephen Stills and Paul Cotton and Sam Bush backing him up on some of the songs. I would say the good melodies carry this album, and the easy flow of its great rock and roll feeling makes this an album that's delightful. His other bandmate, Rusty Young, has kept up Poco for over 50 years. Then Paul Cotton left the band and Rusty decided to call it quits. Now, 50 years later, he comes out with his first solo album, Waiting for the Sun.
That's
if you liked the album of Poco,
there we go.
You will like this Rusty Young album. Again, like Richie's album, it's simple but intricate arrangements. He's on steel guitar, mandolin, guitar, acoustic guitar. It's recorded at the Johnny Cash Cabin in Tennessee. And he truly enjoys his life as a musician. You can tell with this. Jim Messina, Richie Furay, and Timmy B. Schmidt, former Poco members, are on this album backing him up. It could almost be a Poco album. If you like the years of crazy love, when they had finally got their big hit in the end of the 70s, you'll like this album. One cut on Season, he plays guitar, dobro, mandolin, and banjo. It has a down-home, relaxed atmosphere. It's charming, and I believe you'll have a great time listening to it if you're a Poco fan.
Okay, thank you, Fred. Fred makes great recommendations here, and one of them is definitely something we all can follow, and that is if there's a band we like, we tend to follow the members if they go elsewhere. That's very true. So I want to get that first name right. Richie Furay.
Yes,
Now, there's a name I've heard before, right? Because he was in Buffalo Springfield.
yes.
And
And
when you mentioned, sorry?
just for information, both Paul Cotton of Poco and Rusty Young died this year.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I was just going to say, Rusty Young, when you mentioned his album, he played with some legendary players.
Yes,
He had some good friends. Right, so I could see how instrumental Poco was to the whole scene. Yeah, so they're worth investigating. The California Sound. If you like any of those bands, Neil Young, not Rusty Young, there's no relation there. What am I trying to say? Or the Eagles, right? Timothy B. Schmidt, there's one of your connections. There's a lot of people out there like Timothy B. Schmidt. Well, you know, these are his roots. So check it out. And that concludes episode 10. Or is that 11? So yeah, I've reached the point where I've lost track. Let's see, 8, 9, 10. This was episode 11. I just did the count up in my head. So I hope you're watching all these episodes. I hope you're finding new music. And we're going to keep doing this. Thank you.